Oh, hi there, I'm Tiny Pirate. Welcome back to get more recommendation ruining Factorio Space Exploration episode 45. That's a crazy amount of time and hours. As you can see, I am on the surface again. I've been doing a little bit of noodling around. The map, as you can see, consists of even more solar panels and accumulators, and they're all fully upgraded to the next level because where are we? Just zoom in. So yeah, we are producing quite a lot of power actually. I think we can produce up to 18, 19 odd gigawatts at a throw before we start eating into other stuff. And we've got enough capacitors, accumulators out there now that we can do a good job. And I've also been just enhancing the throughput on a couple of things, on coal and what have you, because we were starting to fall behind. And what else have I done? I've doubled the amount of data cards heading into orbit. I've increased some fuel throughput, fixed a few broken stations. Whoops, going the wrong way. Generally, come on, don't hang up on me. Generally fussed around on the surface, making life better. But it's time to head back to orbit and to cracking on really, getting on done with energy science 2. Want to see that complete this episode. Only got a couple of hours, so we need to be pretty sharp about it. But I think we've got a good chance. Mostly we're just on the catalogue making. All the actual science is done. Did a little bit of fiddling in orbit as well before I came down. I'm gonna have to reduce the size of the factory at some point. There definitely needs to be some work. What are we doing? We're waiting on the factory to clear out our inventory, which is happening now. So I hope anyone watching out there, no one is out there, I hope anyone who does watch will be having a good old time. And do comment or say hello if you're in the vicinity. I'm just saying to the Discord out there, my almost silent Discord, that I am still around. So, what's going on? Oh, clicking on the wrong buttons. All right, cool. So, are we clear of all our inventory yet? No, we are not. Need to get rid of stuff. Come on, minions. Get rid of all the junk out of here. Anything else that's big and bulky? You don't need mines. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need grenades in space. Already taken away. Good. Concrete. All that stuff. Good. So we can just head straight up to orbit. Bam. Let's do it. Oh, apparently they're still trying to feed me more stuff as we head up into space. You can hold on there. And away we go. Lee whoosh. Up. And the drones are still trying to chase me. Sorry guys, just had to abandon you there. So, good stuff. Back in orbit. Orbit has been having a good time. I have increased a little bit just the size of the build areas because I wanted to. It's a pretty simple reason. Let's just tidy up all of those. Get the drones working. The drones working will kill our FPS and UPS, but that's okay. I did a bit of clearing out. I actually cleared the science production, and I've started emptying. It's not going to show it. Emptying energy buildings because we have all the energy buildings we want. And in fact, a lot of stuff's kind of backed up. So the sooner we start clearing some of this stuff out, probably the better, to be honest. We are going to have to transition everything to the grid, so I'd rather not spend forever messing around up here. Other things I've done up here: added in another depot. That's due to go in there. I think I've added a bit more spicy green juice production, or more gas production. Yeah, we were falling a bit behind. So what do our demands look like in orbit? Yeah, a little bit behind on a few things. Those don't really matter, neither does this. That doesn't hugely matter. That's our recycling, so that doesn't matter. That's not the end of the world. That's not the end of the world. That's kind of bad for future. Those don't matter. That does. That does. So we shouldn't be too extreme, but it looks like we're suffering a little bit. I actually want to plonk where I'm just going to get rid of those and those and oh, okay, you want to give me 10? No, just okay. I'm going to just go drop these. I kind of do intend to do something with them, so we might as well figure out what to do with them. You know what, I'm just going to plop them here for now. Just bonk, bonk, bonk. There we go. Good times. Get them out of the inventory. The rest of it can probably stay there. Do we have enough space, Bell? Yeah, we do. Pretty sure we do. So we need to go and set up the next bit of science, which is these guys. Energy Catalog 1, Energy Catalog 2. Oh, sorry. Catalog, Broad Energy Catalog, and then Insight, and then Broad Energy Insight. And am I getting that right? Well, we'll take a stab at it in a second. So this requires, actually, can I just, I've flown exactly all the way away from it. It doesn't differ from that one up there, does it, at all? So let me check. Energy Catalog 1, 2, 3, 4 and fluid, and that out compared to that one. That out. You know what? I can probably relatively safely. Actually, you know what I could do? I could take this blueprint and I could remove the stations or the combinators. Thinking. If I remove the stations, the combinators I can then change and connect them up. I feel that that's like a really clever thing to do. Feels clever, must be true. Bam. So that's one. And then the other catalog is here. And I think we can do the same thing again. So that's 2. Remove the stations. Put it next to it, just for convenience. And then the third step is the barrels. That's barrels 2. Let me have a check. Barrels 1 requires a catalog that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so barrels 1 and then barrels 2. No, I'm making no sense. So that's just 2 different recipes from memory, isn't it? Catalog 6 versus catalog 1. So we just want we just want this one. We'll put them all down the bottom. Did we catch everything? Yes, we did. It's a bit of a crummy blueprint, but that's fine. And so we can just go bam. So normal or broad, not normal catalogs, and then that's the final step. And then we will have to sort out the catalogs and the insights. Whew. And then we'll do 1 and 2, probably in its own grid. Probably pop it up here. Okay. So yeah, that all works really well. So now we can just go fill this in. You require. Let me have a little think. We'll just delete these. Delete. And I think we'll leave the building of the solar panel. The solar panel is actually almost entirely done. The second solar panel is only a giant one up here. We're now producing up to 44 gigawatts, which is actually pretty sweet. That's a decent amount of power. So we haven't been able to top that out yet. Now there is some fluid intake that I can probably set up straight away. Yeah. And that's it's kind of weird. The way the stations work and line up are a little odd. So you can see here that now that it's in, bang, it's picked this up. So we know that worked. That's actually, yeah, that's a good way of doing the blueprint. So I don't kind of completely break it. Again, down here, just where are you, blueprint? Where are you? Oh no. Yep. Go there. Bang. That is now connected. Nice. Likewise over here. Bang. That's for the output fluids. Okay, drones. I really need you to do a heck of a lot more actual work. Where are the rest of them? Yeah, I did give them a massive order, didn't I? You know what? I'm going to go and help them. Hello there, Hyper. Awesome. Someone to talk to. I love it. If you don't know, this is Space Exploration, which is a mod for Factorio. It drives the game in a whole new and incredibly complex direction. Well, I don't know if it's complex. Maybe it is complex. There are just more systems to deal with. And I am currently in space, flying around on some giant space platform that I've built, upon which we have trains and all kinds of things. You have to suspend your disbelief there for a second, alright? What are we doing here? We'll just fly over this and let the drones jump out and do a little bit, because obviously everyone is way too busy to be useful. Okay, drones. You done your bit? I can tell you're busy because my FPS and UPS is dropping horrendously. Alright, so let's help them along by building more of this space platform. Just fly across here, fill it all in, and that will mean more of them are available to build my base, because I don't want to do all the fiddly pipe work. I'd rather the drones do it. Look how much I'm giving you. You haven't joined any of my streams in years. That's probably for the best, Hyper. I haven't really been doing a lot except playing Factorio and occasionally rambling about role-playing games. Yeah, that's all done. I almost think I should set up a separate channel just for role-playing games, but I don't know if I have the patience to do like really high-quality videos. So then it's just yet another person spending an hour talking about a topic that could take 10 minutes. Don't know if there's much point in that. There was a lot of backed up copper there. Oh, we are suffering. We are suffering in the frame rate department here. I'm also thinking if I can get when I'm on the surface again, probably in downtime because it does take a while, I will build more solar with the goal of producing all of the power by solar on the surface, because that's low update. But I actually think the biggest hog of updates is probably the inserters. I must have several 100,000, I would say, maybe, out there, and every time they operate, they eat a bit of the UPS, bit of the frame rate. Okay, oh man, come on, drones, like, get on with it. I've got to fly around with me roughly in the center. That way stuff gets built. Otherwise, it's too far away. Sometimes I'll scrub to see where it isn't built yet. Okay. Getting the edges is a pain, so that's a good one to do on foot. Yeah, look at that. Oh, not quite there. And believe it or not, actually we're out of track and stuff. Weird. Alright, so not that one, that one. We want just to finish up any outstanding constructions. Put these down. Okay, so I think my drones are now busy helping with everything else, which is appreciated. Just put that one there. I'll put one in down here because I'm kind to my drones. I'll let them do the work. You've been subscribed since October 2015. Oh my goodness me. That is some weird commitment. If I could give you a prize, I would. Can I do anything when I click on you? I can only do mean things to you, like timeouts and and boot you from the channel. So I won't do that. I am a beneficent being. Alright. Come on, minions. Get in my belly. Okay, yeah, you're gonna... Now you're back. You're willing to do a bit of work, aren't you? Just gonna help things along by clicking on them. I believe it also charges them up more instantly. Come on. Yes. Okay. You know what? We can do quite a lot of this a bit faster too. I want the factory to those catalog components to be a little bit more built. Yeah, we're looking good. I think we're looking pretty good. Yeah. Come on, drones. Really? It's like they're tired. I just want them to do their jobs. Alright, what about the last one? Boom. Is that it? Are we done down here? Oh, just about. Just want you guys to go and do the other jobs I have in line for you, okay? Go and build all that other factory so I can set the train stations to their proper orders. Alright, we're done? We're done. Oh, phew. Okay. What are you guys doing? Oh, you're doing all the lights now. Oh, of course. Heaven forbid I leave the signals off. Although there are too many of them, as has been pointed out by the Factorio subreddit. I've got too many signals on these corners. Don't need them, but oh well. Alright, we're leaving you behind. You're all too slow. Okay, yeah, you guys go do that one. Alright. What do you guys like down here? Well, we can do this one. I like the fact that when I put it in, bang, the cable's there automatically. It already knows to expect that. We need, you almost certainly need to be making you need to be making a ton of those. Do you have the stuff you need? Probably not. Okay, these guys are happy building. Just adding to my UPS problems by putting yet more blimmin' buildings on the map. That one. More tanks here, and there should be another one down over here. Oh, and the output's here, so this is going to be... Yes, output. Now, this is a good way of doing Blueprint without having to disconnect and reconnect everything. I like it. This is incredibly modded. So this is Factorio. This is my planet. Looks pretty normal, right? This is the home world. This has become a mega base. We started off in this vicinity, and I started streaming when this was mostly the starter base around here, and we started building the rail grid, building the big grid, and now what we have is a whole space exploration program. So let me show you the things for that. There is a universe explorer, which I can get to from this view as well, and this is our home world, which we're on, and this is the rest of the solar system. All these different worlds I can visit and settle, and I've done some of them already, and they have different resources. This is the, I guess, the local cluster I'm exploring, and I'm moving the old map view around, not getting anything fresh. So yeah, this is the local cluster of stars, each of them with a solar system, which is pretty nuts. We have settled on this world, Agni, and Agni is where... Why are you so... Oh, you're missing these chests. That's not a big deal. Agni is where we do all of a certain of vulcanite production. And this new space exploration comes with... Hey there, I'm still... Hey, Terrorite. I can't remember your name. Terrortia. No, I've got multiple planets colonized, and we're building advanced science in space. So here's Agni. We produce vulcanite, which is like a compound that allows you to do more stuff, basically. I've got advanced tech, like flat solar panels. It's all kind of space exploration stuff. Defense systems for meteorites that can hit you, large chests. And we produce rocket fuel. We jam into these, and when these boxes are full, they'll launch to a station that needs vulcanite, to a landing pad that needs vulcanite. So they act a little bit like the way trains do, or drones do, with request demand. And I'm running the train network mod LTN, because LTN makes trains basically operate as providers and requesters, or makes stations operate as providers and requesters. And that's just really handy. So it makes your logistics a lot easier. So this is messing around with all kinds of compounds on Agni. Agni was the first planet we colonized, and we didn't do a perfect job, but it's okay. Then we went to Calipo to harvest cryonite, which is a rare cold resource, and beryllium, whatever's in here. Beryllium, yeah, cryonite and beryllium, which are awesome and helpful. And so we have a grid, we have a bit of steam, a bit of nuclear, because it's far away from the sun, so the solar panels don't work very well. And there's various beryllium and cryonite mines, and there's a whole processing loop of getting beryllium in, or getting stone in, or stone to crush it to make sanded. So some of the production chains are a little different, but here we have raw beryllium. It gets crushed in a pulverizer into crushed beryllium, then it gets, I want to say, washed somewhere in this factory. Beryllium gets washed or cleaned, and then once it's cleaned, it gets turned into a powder, and once it's put into a powder, it gets smashed into bars. Once it's been bars, we can turn it into plate, and once it's plate, we can turn it into poles, which is an ingredient we don't really use yet. So it's a whole big chain. And then I send the plate and the poles back to the surface in these rockets. What else have we got out there? So that was the second world. Then we settled on Fornax, because Fornax has iridite, and none of these worlds yet have biters on them, so no biters on the home world. And good question, is a planet hostile? So Nalvis has no biters, because I hate biters. They're annoying, they drain your UPS, and beyond the mid game they're just a hassle. Like this is already how many hours saves. I mean, some of this is, holy heck, some of this is not 100% me in front of the computer. I'll be doing something else, and I'll be setting it to build like a dozen grids, and it'll take it whatever long it takes, but that's pretty reasonable, and I'm about halfway through the tech tree, so don't want to deal with biters. It's already running a little slower than I would like. So this is similar kind of processes for iridite, lots and lots of faffing around. We do have biters on the third world, or whatever, fourth world we colonized. So this is the world of Rose, and Rose has biters everywhere. And so we have some pretty much basically automated defenses here. Rose is where I get Vita Melange, which is a green biological science item. And that's what, yeah, we don't get anything else here really. We just use it for harvesting Vita Melange. And we have laser turrets, flamethrowers, and artillery scattered everywhere. So anything gets too close, there's a bit of a bang bang. But also actually on Nalvis we have nuclear artillery. So I can turn it on and it's going to send a nuke from orbit. Which I find just very funny. Yeah. So, and this view I'm in right now is kind of called satellite view because I've sent satellites to every planet. So I'm going to turn that one off, and let's turn off. Oh, which one are we on? Turn this one on. We'll wait for the autosave. Yeah, I'm a little bit obsessed with this game. I know, here comes the new Womp. But I'm going to turn that off because it just becomes a massive drain. So, back in orbit. And we have this whole massive tech tree. So this is the science that and various items that don't worry about that. This is decorative mod. Most of this is built into space exploration except for the large containers. Lots of new buildings, lots of higher tier modules, and modules in space exploration. I'll have to show you on the surface. They affect a big area around them, and you can only have one module per building, but you can shove more modules in them. So you can only have one beacon per building, but you can shove more modules in them, which is generally, it makes things a little easier. You're not jamming modules all over the show. What we also have up here is there's more products, there's parts for rockets to deal with, there's other intermediary products to make. There's some weird loops as well, like weird. The whole bio thing is weird. If I didn't have a space grid, I would really struggle. If I didn't have a firm train grid, it is hard. And then we have weird science stuff. So we have all the normal sciences plus rocket science, which we get from launching experimental stuff and making bits in space. Then we have this whole data card production process of making data cards, polishing them, turning them into data cards, and then shipping them around the factory. And then we have to research stuff, turn that stuff into catalogs, turn the catalogs into insight, turn the insight into science packs. So on this grid, I have I've got all the materials and all of the energy science 1 and 2 done in this old factory. It now looks so tiny compared to when we started and I was running around. Here we make a lot of astronomy science. So we do all these observations with different telescopes, and then we process those observations into insight, and then we turn that insight into science, basically, is a long story short. But right now what we're doing is trying to set up these catalogs, which it looks like we're failing to do because this is failing. Why are you failing? Why is there none on the way? I had this whole belt process here, and I really ran the belts a bit too long, to be honest. But I've also renamed all of the... What? Oh, this non-landed. Okay, that makes sense. So down here, alright, I need to fly over there and pick up a bunch of belts. So let's fly over to our end of our belt chain. So we're just about ready. These are... I can probably go and specify the things that I want, and then everything will just work in theory. Yeah, so you can see just racks of buildings. I've actually probably overbuilt because realistically, jump pack, best mod in the entire game. Don't play without it if you want a big base. I've probably realistically, I'm not going to be able to maintain the science throughput that I've built for, but I like space grids so much I just don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. Well, that's what I want. So what happens if we just sit here and eat it all? Alright, well, we got that much. Oh, what? Why are we out of all of the good stuff? Put this in a passive provider chest. Where is... What? There must be power here somewhere. Oh, okay, over here. That's just going to be so terrible and slow. Oh, we didn't have much to start with. We haven't got much room. Alright, we'll pick up all of this. Zoom, 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 zoom. Oh, we're out. Oh, we need more trains on our stations. Yeah, that's alright. Why are we so short? Did we... Okay. Alright, if we go back to the origin, we... I mean, that should be plenty. We should be able to just... No, it's just here. Not very far. We should be able to sort this out. So, I want you to have that, and I want this box to have that, and then the game should be happy. How much does it take? 40? How much is in here? I'll mouse over it. 300, so we're probably going to make 20. So the good thing is, Hyper, is when you build the train grid, so once you get a grid up and running, you actually don't have to worry about the full complexity. So, for example, this is my, this is my non-grid. And honestly, this was kind of hard because I had to deal with a ton of fluid balancing issues with, I'm making coolant and then I've got to put the coolant and make it, so I make it first of all at room temperature, then I've got to cool it, then I've got to super cool it, and then I've got to super cool it? No, just super cool it twice. So there's 3 different temperatures. Well, actually there's minus 273, minus 100, minus 10, and room temperature. And a lot of these buildings take in one fluid, like they take in a minus 10 and they spit out room temperature. So you got to cycle it through and control it. Now, in a small factory, it's actually really hard. But when you got a space grid, all you have to do really is, so if I have a look at our fluid production area, I have an input control here. So there's a green cable which travels all the way over to where we make, yeah, it travels all the way over here to where we make the fluid. And it will only pump, it's not a very clean system, but it works. The fluid comes in at the back and it'll only pump the fluid for transport if there's not enough fluid in those other tanks, basically. So that's the logic. If the other fluid is less than 1,000, fill these tanks up, which means that as long as they're not full, they just won't get requested, because a little bit of fluid does get eaten. So here you can see I've always got a bunch of fluid in here. This is controlled, so this will only pump if these tanks are low, because I have a return path. So whenever a factory spits out fluid, all we need to return fluid, I think, which comes in... Does it come in anywhere? Oh, it comes in here. It actually does come in here, I think. God, I'm so confused. Never mind. When fluid does come back... Oh yeah, so some of these coolant factories produce some cold and some warm. That's just how they roll. Point is, most of the factories that return fluid return it to here, and then it gets chucked into here. I'm not sure if this is actually working. I'll have to check. How's our stores? Wow, we've got a lot of cold, warm thermofluid. Anyway, point is, you can kind of manage it in some fashion that I don't think I understand. So maybe I should shut up. But that's okay. We'll see if it backs up. There's not a lot of things aren't functioning right now because the factory just doesn't have the parts we want, or it doesn't have the resources, or the biggest issue we have is data cards. The data card production, which is what the science gets printed onto, it's a bit hokey. And one of the things is when these are produced, when these insights are produced, like the clever idea from the science, the data card is spat out again. But because I haven't got much of the insight production going on, a lot of the data cards are stored essentially in science format. So I don't have the full loop to recycle everything working, if that makes sense. And the other thing this whole system does is a lot of this production produces a new resource in space exploration called scrap. And scrap fills up boxes of junk if you leave it, so you have to recycle it. So here scrap gets crushed, and it gets, sometimes comes out a bit of copper, a bit of oil, a bit of stone, and a bit of iron. And then I have to turn those things back into other things, which right now is obviously a bit backed up. But once the factory starts moving, the backup generally finishes a bit. So what we want to do is, this is making material catalogs. We're going to flick it over to making energy catalogs. So I'm going to just randomly paint what is there so we can start consuming and producing. Just cover that. All done. And what do energy catalogs require? They require conductivity, electromagnetic polarization, and radiation data. So it's the first four. So what I tend to do is it's going to be minus. So this is the request. So this box is now saying the station needs 37,000 conductivity data, and the current number of conductivity data in the box is 0, so we're at a deficit of 37,000, which means that eventually this will change to the right color, I hope, which means that ideally the station will flick, and when LTN catches up and data will be brought in, here you go, it's green, there should be conductivity data on the network. So a train will get assigned, it will, let's see if I click on the station, I can see the train, and I can travel to it. Here we go, it's on the map, it's going to go and pick up the data, choo choo, load up, and then it's going to bring it over to the station. So that's LTN working, which is awesome. So we're going to bring in that one, and essentially I'm going to just go around, and because I've already built this exact design, and everything else is the same, like the fluids, the rates, all of that are the same. I should just be able to switch out these for the correct filters, and then everything should just work, which I really hope so, because that makes life a lot easier. Because sitting down with these, oh no, did we get it in time? I hope we got it in time, otherwise we're ordering a shipment of the wrong thing. The third one, polarization data. So yeah, there's multiple different sciences, and the tech tree is like enormous. We're about to get into spaceship building science, which is a whole thing. And then I think we go to end up with a spaceship finish, but what I haven't done yet is unlock sciences 4 and 5. So we are still some distance away from that. The fourth science, that one, minus 37,000. And I think I've got, I should put on the, no wonder we're short on everything. I should, my silly, I've turned off the thing. I turned off my carrying stuff around my logistics network, so that's going to come. So the drones will hopefully top me up. Oh, cool. So the first sciences arrived. So this is a whole little fiddly process of bringing in multiple sciences. I think I've got pretty good at jamming lots of inputs into single buildings. Quite pleased with this. Cold fluid comes in, warm fluid comes out. I do cold fluid in the top rows, warm fluid in the bottom rows. Kind of mirror it, I think, by the looks of it. I've mirrored it for different columns. So, are we going to see everything arrive? I have I've got plenty of data. Good. So that is the first type. Now, why don't we have really still waiting on even more of that junk? Oh, that's okay. They'll catch up in due course. So, why isn't that traveling? What are we missing here? Is that fine? Yeah. Do we have 37,000 electromagnetic? Maybe we don't. Oh, this one we might not. There's a couple of sciences which are used to make one of the next level sciences. So it's possible we won't see them until everything else catches up a bit, which is a bit sad. But that's okay. Over here, we're going to make the tier 2 catalogs, which are these ones. And these ones require the next set of 4 sciences. Change. So it doesn't really matter that some of the buildings are wrong. They just won't make anything till I come back and fix them. I will give them a bit of speed though. This is a slow process, and I suspect that I'm going to have to duplicate some of the existing science builds, which I will still struggle to feed, believe it or not, because there is so much It is this one, isn't it? These ones I don't yet have to work. Okay, let me just double check. Quantum, atomic, subatomic, and force field. Quantum, yes. And the 37,000 is because that's how much a fully loaded train has, I think, from memory. Oh no, it's 8. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like 16 times 50, which is the stack, times 48. So one entire full box is 37,000. Once those boxes are full, then the order stops. But actually, also, there's a limit. Only the station will only request if it can request 80 full stacks. So one entire full train. As soon as it has room for 80 stacks, it will order as it does now. There's room for 80 stacks in there. That one. So I'm actually more likely to see this one work because it's not. It doesn't have any of the precursors consumed by any other piece of the building. So this, for example, consumes 2 other datas, which is a bit of a pain. And I have doubled the production of that data just to try and keep up, but I suspect that we are falling behind. I suspect that it's already all been consumed and turned into some of the sciences that exist. Yes, minus 37,000. And change the filters. So I've got filters on all of these, which I almost could turn off now. I could almost go back to greens because of green inserters, because the idea is if a train turns up with the wrong thing, which can happen if I'm really bad or mess up, then it won't get polluted and shoved into the system, which can be really annoying because then you got to go through and pick it all out, or as it is, if the wrong train turns up for whatever reason, the station just does nothing and the train sits there idle. Oh no, what have I done? I've accidentally disconnected the power. Okay, do we have the green? Oh, okay. You need to go to here. Okay, you need to connect to this. If I get this wrong, then the signal is incorrect, and then the station will freak out and not work. That's the biggest issue you can have with LTN. All the chests have to be cabled together. It'd be nice if there was like modded chests just for LTN, and if they were next to each other in some way or within the power, I don't know, it would automatically handle it, but there isn't. Are you going to work? Yes, I think you will. So, what have we got? Oh, what? Have I set the wrong thing? Yes, I have. Oh, that's fine. We have got the right station. I just set the wrong jolly thing because I was nattering. Well, so yeah, the only way to handle this, I think, is to train grid. I think, honestly, divide the task up into small problems, and you're all right. So the small problem here is combine 4 things and spit out cool purple cubes, and along the way we eat some coolant and we spit out some warm coolant. Oh, did I not do this one at all? Did I? It's the one job I had to do right. Do that. So yeah, I stole the stations off the internet somewhere and I smashed them on a space grid, or on a grid by a guy called D. Gray, and then I learned how to have a tiled grid. So I didn't quite use his grid. It's pretty similar, and I have a couple of different designs for the grid, and I have designs for a space depot. The depot for rail is an LTN thing. They start at depots and finish at depots. And I have some other things that I've just made myself, or the liquid station I think is my own design broadly. In my other book I have like stuff that I borrowed from Nilaus, stuff that I borrowed off the internet, like balances, some things that I just decided to make myself. I've got an upgrade planner tool and it allows me to create more complex upgrades than just the normal ones you can get with inserters. It allows me to do any object to any object, so I can actually drag a blueprint and upgrade it and change the blueprint around, so I can create a space blueprint or a ground blueprint, or upgrade the power elements as the tech tree goes up. Alright, oh cool, everything's in here, so I can fix this at least. Oh look, purple cube's coming out. Fix those. So those purple cubes are what we're going to send to the next step eventually. Alright, are they happy? Are they all happy? I've got a mod on which tells me if anything's slowed or backed up. I'm seeing lots of green lights on the... this one's... What's wrong with you? Oh, no, you don't have the right factory type, of course. And happiness... Oh, and one more. Happiness abounds, all factories working optimally. And out comes the beautiful insight. No, catalogues. So this bad boy is going to be stuck because we are short on the electromagnetic data. Just the electromagnetic? Oh, that's not too bad. Alright, let's just fix this. Oh, one more. Now, and here, and oh, here. And then there's a, put in this massive booster. And I think you're getting all these extra high-tech modules so that you can use less factory parts, so you don't nuke your factory with the giant throughputs you require. You've got way heaps of production. Oh, cool. Here comes the new ones. They're in, and they're in. Okay, cool. So we have to figure out what's going on with electromagnetic. Now, I'm a clever clogs, and I put markers on everything on the map, because otherwise I'd have no idea what was going on. It's very easy to lose everything in your head. And that, and then this one is the energy insight. So energy insight can actually be made multiple different ways, and I think this recipe changes over time, so you add more and more advanced tech and you produce more insight per tech. I'm importing 2 catalogues to make the current insight, and eventually I'll probably have to input 3 or 4. So Territoria says, would I mind sharing some of my blueprint books? Yes. I have done this on Factorio Prints. Factorio Prints. So factorioprints.com. Where is Factorio Prints? My blueprints. I'm going to put it in chat, but it is in one of the videos as well. I think I've got it here. Tiny Pirate's Massive Book, it's called. Let me just chuck it in here. And this should give you some stuff to play with. You got to, yeah, cool. See, have a good one, Hyper. So that should give you most of what matters, and the grid is really what matters. So let's... Where is electromagnetic? There. Why are you sad, electromagnetic? Do you have gas? Yes, you have gas. What else do you need? You need gas. Oh, you just need the blimmin' data cards, and that's what I can do. Oh, actually, let's go back there. Not that one. Is it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we'll just speed things along a bit. We are going to put a priority on this station, request priority, and I always do 22 if it's meant to be temporary, and that will push a bunch more data cards in here, which should mean that some more science comes out and we can steal it for this one. But that's good. 1, 2. Oh, now we need this one to be done, and this. Yeah, this is going to be the second type of insight. So this one. So the first type, you take 1 catalog and you produce 2 science. This one we take 2 catalogs and produce 6 science, both the energy and the basic. So this is going to be a quick fly, and everything else should just work. It has all the fuel, all the coolant it needs. It just needs me to change the inputs. and it will almost certainly not run at full time or full speed or anything like that, which is a great sad. But it would be neat if one day I was running everything at full speed, but I'd have to find some massive sync for science, some infinity tech science. Some of the later sciences to do with traveling to deep space and finishing the mod, I think, are multi-thousands of science required of all levels. So yeah, that will probably do it. Okay, cool. It is now officially happy, and it requires the 2 different catalogues. It's got all the cold fluid at once, but it needs the energy catalogue number 1. I think they're in stacks of 50. Oh wow, this is working so well as a way of blueprinting and replacing. If I was really clever, what I would do is many of these sciences I'll just show you require things like, wow, that's a bit ridiculous. This one requires 4 solid, 1 liquid input, and outputs 2 solids and 1 liquid. And there's a few places in here where similar things happen, 4 solids, 1 liquid, and this one's a bit more. You can just about template the factories, and then you could just drop blueprints down and rename the requests essentially. But I'm not that clever. And so instead I just do weird blueprint copying like I do, and then I fiddle with them a little bit. I can't trust it more because I kind of I can see the result more immediately. I'm more confident that everything works. So those are sorted. That's actually a whole bunch of things done. Oh, almost forgot. Like, this needs a station. Like, it can't not have a station, or it's just going to sit there dumb, and it won't connect to the network, and it won't be a train. Yeah, this one too. So some outputs, dirty outputs, are going to come blank cards, which is great, because when the blank cards come, they get recycled back through the system. And I generally put a priority on the provider. So this is going to be a box for, that's just going to be a box for the science barrels essentially. This is a box for the blank cards. So we put a priority. Sorry, you wouldn't have seen that. Sorry, wait a sec. There's the priority. That's an LTN, logistics train network thing. So it means that before the trains go and collect brand new made data cards, I'll show you where we make them. Here we've got a couple of places, but before it picks up brand new data cards, it's going to try and recycle the old ones, which should mean eventually less issues. Because right now, if we actually look at what's provided out there, we have 100. So we have in science, held in science stock, 100, 200, not quite. That's a bunch. That's like 300, 400 odd. There's probably like 400,000 or 500,000 data cards in stock. Oh, plus these, plus the green ones, and whatever else is kicking around. And we have a demand for 500,000. So if I just process them all, everything will be much better. So that is working good. Oh, this has got a train at it. Good. Okay, we're actually going to be producing all the insights we want. And then, is it going to? Is it happy? Oh yeah, I can see things moving. There's glowing going on. How are we for power? It's getting a little spicy, and we're not running the massive pile of factory running. That's okay, that'll survive. So that's ticking along. That's ticking along. I'm confident this works, which means we need to worry about the next thing, which I'm pretty sure is science, energy science 1 and energy science 2. And I have a hunch that I can exactly copy material science and material science 2. So that is 2 different inputs. That's holmium, that's cable. I think I can. This is going to be amazing. Actually, I need to put, why have I not done that? I'm going to put a cool logo on stuff. Well, no one will know what it does. Material science. I mean, as you can see, if I look at the tags, you get a clue. I've got 2 more material sciences to do. Then I've got this whole deep space science to do, and the deep space science packs. Oh God. And all the other sciences. Yeah. Okay, let's just pretend we didn't see that, because that's scary. So we're going to use this blueprint, and again we're going to turn off the train stations, and we will and we'll turn off all the science labs because that's dumb, and we're going to use this input and output to create the next type of science, which is our energy science. So I'm just going to shift click, bam, that one's done. I want to see the trains turn up for this one. Yeah, just they're gonna take, what are they stacking in 50s? Yeah, 2,000. I'm not waiting for 8,000. Oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, various bits and bobs of science are running. One of the most interesting ones, I think, is actually the biology science. That was a real pain in the bum. There's the recycling going. Here's gas production. We've got 3 different types of gas we deal with. Gels. So gel production is a whole massive issue. We have to make this special liquid. So the first special liquid we make is cosmic water, and then after that we need to make chemical gel. And we use various fluids to do that. And I have rockets dedicated. Basically a rocket lands full of barreled stuff. The barrels get emptied, put into the network, and then the barrels go into a rocket, and when the rocket is full, the barrels return to Earth. So, and then they get filled up with liquid again. It's a huge process. And here we produce advanced solar panels and advanced accumulators, and the parts for them over here. And then we fly through the biology science. So biology is, it's a weird one. There's these growth labs, and you've got to make this weird gel in these weird containers. So here's the weird gel in the weird containers. And I need the jelly, I need the fluid as well, not in containers. So that comes in here, which apparently is empty. And then we take these containers and we produce cultures. It's just a bit weird and creepy. But for some reason, we're not making as much gel as I would have thought. It seems like we're just plain making none. Okay, so some's backed up here, but what? Why isn't there any in the station? What? Oh, we've got heaps in the station, so why isn't it? I've got it. That's an old issue. I have sometimes put stations on different networks by accident. There's a whole network thing you can do in LTN. And so yeah, I'm going to have to go through and make sure everything's on network 1. That one is. I'm pretty sure that's going to flick at some point very soon to a yellow, and it's going to then deliver lots of cosmic gel over to wherever it was that required it. Which is, I just want to double check. Does it actually, does this station, is it on 1 as well? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Well, I trust it'll fix itself. If it doesn't, we'll figure it out. So we need to go up and check out our science build. So it's interesting when you build this, because some of the builds, like this is my very first build of making chemical gel and cosmic water, and it just doesn't scale. This one didn't scale well, so I had to go, and indeed my, what are we making here? Oh, we're making the actual thermofluid as well, which is fully backed up, but the cosmic water and the chemical gel didn't scale hard enough, so I had to rebuild them, essentially whole new builds. But because it's a space grid, I just build a new grid, and I can have both of them running at the same time. It's not a problem. It just becomes yet more stuff that the game, demands. This is requesting 5,000 significant data. So significant data is a whole weird thing in and of itself. So every science pack requires significant data. And you can make significant data out of one or more sciences, and the more sciences you make it out of, the more data you get back. So you're like combining all the data to produce clever data. And actually I won't fly over there, but I can send my camera. We produce significant data in this part of the factory. It's really jammed in and it's kind of terrible. We have a box of like 23,000, which is way more than enough. And these parts here produce it out of science and energy data, energy and astronomy data, or materials and astronomy, or anyway, they produce it out of 3: energy, materials, and astronomy data. So I'm just happy with that ticking away till it eventually dies off and we'll have to produce it. Eventually I want to be able to make it out of, there's a 4 ingredient a data option. I think it's a long way away, so I'll have to choose my 3 most productive researchers and make insight out of them. So what the annoying thing about it is insight is yet another sink, a resource sink for these barrels that we make, and those barrels again need to be used everywhere else. Sorry, I'm a bit sniffy tonight. So energy is going to be made here, energy 1 and energy 2. Why are you... oh, there you go, we'll help you along. And the energy 1, and then this is going to be energy 2, and you're going to need some things. So from here, we don't want this type of insight, we want purple insight, which is like that. Minus 37,000 of it, go there, switch that. Wham bam, and we'll give them a little hand and put in the power poles for them. Okay, cool, that's done. Up here it wants to request holmium for this station, but this sorry, iridium, but this station actually wants holmium, so we get rid of that and we switch it for holmium, which is stacks of 50, I think. Again, I'm hoping we have some in orbit. We will know if we don't, because I'll see it in LTN in the menu and it'll just never get delivered, or something. It'll just, yeah, it'll never pop. So holmium comes in, data comes in, catalogues. Where do you come from? Over here, that's right. Which one is this one? This is the very first one. This is a really good way of doing it. I like this. Like, it's not super mega efficient, but honestly you don't need the volume of science at this stage that you do in the ground. And that was probably one of my mistakes, really, is to just overbuild. A lot of the sciences I want are a couple of hundred science at best. It doesn't take that long. Now this is girders, but I know you don't want girders, you want cable. And we have a fair amount of cable. So the holmium resource is tied to energy, the girders, the iridium is tied to material science, so on and so forth. Do you stack in 50s? I'm going to assume you stack in 50s. It's that way. Oops, not that one. That one. I think it's not going to go horribly wrong. If you order too much, you can end up with weird train backlogs where they keep trying to deliver to somewhere that can't take it. And then the train hangs around and it's just a pain. So better to under-deliver slightly. Okay, that's happy. Oh, we've got a lot of dead drones because we have a lot of drones moving, and when that happens, the drones die. So that's an output. We can put a station in for it. What will it output? One of the data, some data card or other. This is the second type of catalog. So bam, put it there. Catalog. Broad energy catalog, minus 37,000. Only 2 more types of catalog and a whole ton of science to make. How hard can it be? It's only been 400 hours. I'm sure it's only going to be another 400 or so. Station needs a station for the fluids. That should all just be exactly the same. Did I miss this fluid station? I did. Good. That's kind of it. Just gotta wait. So stuff is going to come wombling through here, and then science 1 is going to go down here and become science 2, because science 2 requires science 1. It's going to spit out science and data cards. Oh, I better make sure these are on the correct science type. Science 2, energy 2 is going to be so cool. Do I have, oh yeah, energy 1. No. Yes, no, that's right. Energy 1, copy, paste. Yeah, well, it's just got to wait for that. In theory, I could actually expand that. I'm pretty sure there's capacity. But it's usually not bottlenecked by the number of factories out there. Look at these poor broken droids. It's one of the things you get in this mod is attrition. So, I feel like now we just got to wait. I can at least mark the map with what we make. And actually one of the things I will do is go and set up the new science research facility spot. Science 1, Science 2. I think we'll do the new science over here. Oh, we've got the modules back. Okay, here we go. So cool, we do actually have Holmium plate. That's, and actually, what are the numbers on that? Oh, stack of 100. Okay, so we can increase that to 76,000. So it's right now it's sitting on, was sitting on about 37,000, but I'm going to tell it to fill it up. Do we have the fluids in yet? Yes, the coolant is in. We're just waiting on the science. So over here, eventually we will have probably inputs for each of the major sciences, and in the middle of the room, roughly, actually I can't put it too much in the middle because I'll put it over here, because then the drones have to fly into that area and it's a pain. So what we're going to do is request 5,000 of every science. Oh, it's going to be pulled from the buffers. There's actually not much military science around, but I haven't really needed it. I had a massive build on the planet to do awesome science factory. It was like an entire grid devoted to science. It had like 64 science machines, research labs, but then it turns out from as soon as you get into space science, all space science from now on pretty much needs to be done in space. The research needs to happen up here. 5,000, it's just endless science. Do we even have enough room in this box for all these things? Probably not. We'll give it a go though. How much more? That one. It won't even peak out anyway, so that's fine. I don't think we'll hit those numbers. It also causes demand to pull from the surface, so we have a rocket which does kind of automatically fill itself, and it will try and pull science from the surface into the rocket. Alright, so now we've got that. How are we going to line this up? This is how we staff this stuff. So you, now come here. You're going to go like that. And you're going to go like that. I think we're safe if we, oh it's, oh actually that's too far. Does that work if it's, oh actually yeah, I've messed it up. Yeah, okay, fine. Do that. How do I want to do it from there? I think I want to do it like... We'll feed off. Can we do it this way, or is it going to mess everything up? I think it's okay. Can we put power through the middle? Oh, looks like it. Oh, and why aren't you a thing? Can we not run? Confused. Oh, let's just do something like that. Where are all my... Alright, I'm just going to let them worry about it for a second. They can put all this in. We're not researching actively anything anyway, so I'll just leave them to fiddle. We'll see if they populate everything out nicely. No science, no science, no science. Nothing's happening. Sad times. Down here, why is it complaining? Oh, energy catalog, go in there. Material catalog, go in there. Why is there... Oh, flashing's gone. That's just a construction order. Those are moving signs around. These are... Oh, here we go. Yeah, that will solve the problem. Fly them up here. Blunk, 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 blunk. Plonk them out, boys. Good. Now let's put this bad boy down. Can't fit one of those in, but yeah, we can do that. Fine, whatevs. Oh my gosh. Ah, it's a bit ugly. Okay, just power cables everywhere. How about we do that? So are they moving them around appropriately? I actually think they kind of are. You what? I see. It's... What are you not? Alright, fine, whatevs. We'll just jam these all in for now. I'll figure out if there's a tidy way of doing it some other time. Look at that, it's so pretty. I've done such a good job. Ah, that's all of them. Nice. Okay, so good. That's a lot of science factory ready. What's happening up here? Oh, there is a... Okay, there's a flashing train order. Yep, so there's a train on the way. Now, if we zip down to the bottom... I like the sound effects as we whiz through the factory. No one's making. Stuff is coming out. 2K there. 3.8K there. So we need to hit 4K. Why are you so slow? Oh. Short on that data again. Okay, why are you so slow? You're not actually. You're ticking along. You're just not making much. 2.2K. Although I have a feeling that some of it's... No, I would have thought it would be here already. So we'll just whiz down again. Okay, wobbly line data is not good. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Wobbly line data, where are you? I'm leaning in to study. Okay, wobbly line data. Are you short on data cards? I think... Yeah, you're just short on data cards. Okay, cool. Well, we can fix that by giving you a priority. Not for long, but I just want to see if we can hurry this along. Request priority 22. Alright, so now that will fix that problem. Yeah, whew, okay, we're getting there. I actually want to travel up there. I think I've got things in my inventory the drones can use to build whatever the last demands are for the depot. And yes, there we go. Plonk plonk. Good. Okay, you seem to be some weird legacy station. I don't know why you're there, so we'll get rid of you. And what I could definitely do is keep expanding. I will need to do so to get onto the next sciences. I'm actually not sure what it is. I actually think it's energy science. Sorry, green science 2, which is going to be... What's it made out of? These. What are these made out of? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's all of these. So we've got to make these weird purple biomass things, experimental biomass, vitalic acid, and we've got to make these bioscrubbers. So the acid and the bioscrubbers are actually things we're going to make on the surface is my plan. So it needs glass and phytomelange and stuff. We can make that in normal factories and get all the module bonuses. Likewise, this acid gets made in a chemical plant. Again, normal bonuses, and we'll ship those up into space. All the drones are crashing because of the limits. We're hitting pretty hard on the space limits. Oh, we've got... Oh, we can get rid of some of the science at least. Yeah, there's drone attrition in space exploration if there's too many drones for your tech level. I have actually got quite a lot of tech in swarm safety, which means that I should have a lot more safe drones, but I don't. They are not super safe. Now, do we have all the stations in? I just got to double check. Yeah, stations are all in. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. Looks like it's good to go. I'm not sure why you're flashing at me. Oh, it's because of the smashed drones. At least I don't break the parts for you, they just crash and the part gets dropped on the floor basically that they were carrying. Okay. There seems to be a lot of crashes. Oh, look at it. Yeah, I might go and give them a hand and see if I can bring some science with me since I've got some already. Oh wow, we're really full. Can I get rid of some things into this box? We'll take some of that and we'll take some of that. How about that? That's pretty helpful, isn't it? Get rid of that. Take some red while we're here. Get rid of those. Take a bit of blue. There's a bit of purple in here as well. Can we get rid of some more things? Okay. Yeah, that'll do. I'll take that up. Hello, Ethan Colt. How are you today? We are very close to completing the Science 2, Energy Science 2. I was able to blueprint everything, which was awesome. So the other insights and catalogues and all that stuff I could just easily do, which was very cool. Get out of my inventory. Now, why are you in my inventory? What did I tear down to even get those? No. Oh, someone's bringing science and crashing. That's why. They're bringing science from the old spot and exploding and crashing into each other because it's too busy. The airways are too full of drones. Science. There's some purple science. Add it to the pile. Bit more of that. I love all this juicy science we've made. Just look at just the piles of junk we have here in space. So much. More purple science. More military science. Great. Okay, we'll take it up with us. I just want to hurry this process along because we're just losing too many drones. It'd be easy to lose a few hundred drones just from crashing into each other at this rate. And I want to see the Plummet Energy Science 2 take off. What do we actually... Oh, we got some red science, yeah. And those two. So what do we got in this box now? Oh, wow. Okay, 7.5k of a whole bunch of them. So it's really... Oh, it's only the... Okay, it's only the advanced sciences left, which was pretty easy to deal with. Alright, you can have one of them insights. There you go. Blank data, not too worried about it. Where are the other insights? Thinking, do we have spare science hanging around here? I'll pick it up. It's just down here, isn't it? Yes. Do you have a box of science for me, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, look at all that beautiful green science. Yes, let's take it. And what are you? You're an energy science box. Bam! I want it. And apparently I'm not getting much of it, but that's fine. We should actually be doing energy science. Oh, when we do energy science 2, we'll do it on the grid like we're doing here. For now, that energy science 1 jammed in the corner is just fine. It's actually fed by drones for some of the components from memory. And now we're looking at a bit more. Still waiting on those trains to deliver me. Where is it? Where am I? Oh, they're requested. None of them are in transit. We've just gotta wait. It's so annoying. It'll happen. I believe in us. Here's some astronomy science. Okay, that's a lot of astronomy science. Here's some more energy science to go in the box. And oh, now we autosave. Get out of my inventory. What are we looking at now? It's getting there. Good. Could do with a bit more blue signs, so I'll go see if I can steal some more out of a box down here. And where are you? I think we could do with a bit of the military science as well, so I'll take that. I'm trying to scan with my eyes. There we go. It's probably plenty. So much flying around. Cool, I'm glad to see the other science factory working, but I want the energy one. That and that and that. So now we're looking at... Wow, okay. Been a bit bananas on the couple of the sciences. Okay, cool. Numbers are looking really good, so it's only going to be bringing some of the advanced sciences now. That's fine. So, do we... let's go to the map. Wonk. Do we have... What do we got here? Production is... Why 426? We must have had this travel. But I don't see it here. And this one is empty on 4K. The polarization data is there. And we know that we've requested more data cards with priority 22. Oh, so some have come through and are now being spat out. But we have a problem that this... Where are you? There's a factory on here which eats those for breakfast. What? Where have I even put it? Am I going mental? No, I've labeled this one wrong. Okay, cool. That explains it. It's the wrong label, you numpty. So this guy here, he actually takes data cards and turns them into another science type, which is a pain because I don't want it to eat all my data cards, but it's going to. It's going to eat two different types. I have put the priority on this to hopefully actually have I? I'm gonna put the priority on this. Request priority. We'll make it 22 just so we can increase the throughput here. Oh, here we go. First one's through. Yeah, first type of catalog. Oh, that's why it was empty, because we shipped a bunch to this station. So that should now stop because it'll be full, and now this one will want and order lots of catalogs. Okay, here we go. Catalogs spitting out. I almost wonder if I should duplicate this build. It'll be way easier than, but the thing is, it wouldn't get fed at any different speed. We're still going to run it dry. It's just a little bit of waiting now, which is a bit of a pain. Do we have enough now? This orbit needs more trains. Okay. Well, we are close to the trains, so we can do that. We can do a couple more trains. So yeah, we kind of just have to wait. There's always gonna, with such big sort of buffered activities, when I think when you run a grid like this, you just end up with massive buffers of stuff just in the network. Once it all starts moving, it's great, but it does trickle. So this is an LTN station stuff, so we have to set up space depot, copy, paste, hit play, and now they will, light goes blue, so they're on the network and ready for orders. A lot of fluid trains that we don't need so much of, but those will help just even out the demands. How are we looking on power? Yeah, it's not too bad. Actually, how's the demand looking in the last hour? Oh, peaked at 43 gigawatts, just below our demand. We have a bit of storage, but not much. So I might have to add a whole new solar panel wing at some point. Maybe off over here. Because solar panels in space are quite efficient. And I've got the advanced ones. So, we just need... And where is my holmium cable as well, for that matter? That one should be a simple one. So we bring in cable in a couple of places, I'm pretty sure, but in particular... Oh. Should put a tag on it. That's just the holmium plate. I think that's a thing I need to do on the surface, is produce more holmium cable and get it into rockets. Build another rocket for it. Copper. What are you? Oh, well, we've got 2 holmium cable uplifts, but we just don't have the throughput down from the surface, which is a shame. And we also make petroleum here with some of our leftover crude oil, which I have fixed. There was an issue on the network. So that's on network 2. And so the outputs from our scrap squishing, the fuel outputs are also on network 2. No, they're not. I've stuffed that one up. What do you want? You should be network 2. Network 2. Has to be a uniquely different in binary. They can't have the same last digit. Don't ask me why. They just can't. So apparently 1 and 1111 all have the same last digit in binary, and that is bad. So okay, we might actually see oil coming now. Are these? I've got it right. Network 2. Sorry, network 2. Yeah, oh, that's good. At least that's fixed a little bug. Would have taken us a long time to figure that one out otherwise. Oh, there's one more scrap station up here. It's got lots of oil. How much oil has it got? 70k. Oh, wow. Network 2. Okay, when eventually it catches up, I think it does a bit of a refresh every few minutes, or every minute or so. It will, hopefully, we'll see these lights turn greenish, yellowish, whatever. Meanwhile, where is my jolly cable? How's it looking at Science Central? Drone's still flying. These guys are still waiting. It's going to do my head in. I just want to get to that first. I want that first few signs to pop out, and then I'll be like, yes, we've done it. We have pulled it off. No insights are here. These are still coming, which is fine. I'm thinking that, like, one of the things I want to do pretty promptly is we're currently using speed 4s, which should do speed plus 50%. Kind of want to go up to speed 6s, speed plus 70%. And likewise, I want to unlock the these as well. 6 seems like a pretty good number to reach for. That should result productivity and speeds and less factory required. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Let's follow you on the map, and that way we can see what you're up to. Yeah, it's a good stack of the broad ones. Oh, sorry, the basic ones. Where are you going? I hope you're going to take it to the Insight Station. Yes, you are. Yeah, wow. How exciting. Trains, eh? Who would have thought? Okay, cool. So that's populated the first pile of insights. Or catalogues. Oh, actually, no, there's the second piles in there. They actually did get loaded in. Sneaky. So now, machine's cranking, fluids are moving. Good. Okay, cool. We're actually going to get maybe a train load pop out the other end. And the nice thing as well is we're going to get the recycling of the data cards. So do we even have a priority on these? Yes, we do have a priority. Good, because so many stations want data cards. But getting some back out by, destroying science and getting data cards, or destroying the catalogs and getting data cards, is so important. Yay, I'm doing my little happy dance. Don't know if you can see it. Now I've just got to wait. It's just such a process, isn't it? Alright. Okay. Alright, that's working. I don't know what else to say, really. Just going to watch it for a second. How much will it get to? I think if we've had 2 full loads go through, 1, 1, and 6. Oh, good. It's going to get to lots. It's going to make lots. How much is it making a stack? 50. Okay, cool. I'm excited. That means we should... I'm hoping we should burn through enough to produce at least a train load, and then we get our science moving, finally. And then we can plan what to spend it all on. So I could spend it on holmium solenoids, but I don't know why I would do that. Except that then I don't know, what does it get us? Oh, it gets us a cool energy shield, but I don't really fight biters very often. It does get us Pylon Substation, a power supply area versus a... This is a constructionist. This is a replacement for the drone things. Construction. So this is actually a thing that I really, really am quite keen on, as well as the beacons. 20 module beacon rather than 15. Oh, it starts 15, ends up at 20. And a supercharger. What do you do? Oh, charge up to 64 robots at a time. Oh my god. And the new RTG. So actually, solenoid sounds boring, but it's probably pretty high on my list. I can't do these yet. So this is why we want energy packs to increase mining and get more productivity. Yeah. And other than that, this is very high on my want 1000 science, but worker robot speed is just so helpful. That's pretty much all I get to do. It's kind of sad. I can do these cool little unlocks when I get to bioscience too, like more crafting, more speed, more health, more running, which is quite cute. These are kind of boring. They just explore more places. This one, I'm already up quite high in rocket survivability. Sometimes my rockets crash, but not that often anymore. That is ridiculous. I don't use combat drones, so it's pretty much this. It's pretty much a solenoid. Sad it is. So, are you up to 4K, 8K? Not yet. And actually, do we? I want to check the petroleum. Where is the petroleum? Like, no, nothing there. Crushinating. You're up to 33k. Okay, you have... you only have 33k. Over here, I could have sworn they had 65k here. Why? Oh, sorry, I've got to hit N to be able to control things. Okay, let's check carefully. So we have 73k. We're on network 2. Provide priority 2. Provide threshold 49k. Yeah. Why has... I think that's true for all of them now. I've had a little error where if I don't quite request enough, it seems to have a little conniption. Change that. Request threshold is good. They should be requesting. We always need petroleum on the station, so I get annoyed when I don't see it moving. Okay, good. You're moving. Wonderful. 3.8k. Have we already shipped some? I don't think so. We just hit 4k now. Okay, scrap is being dropped. Oh, and there's a station. There is a build up here somewhere where I need to rejiggle the. Oh, just look. Yeah, so I've actually already done it. So the scrap output here is insane. So this is an absolutely insane build. Look at what the ingredients are. A little bit of everything. Trains, girders, iridium, and it produces 1,500 scrap. That feels like an error. Like, I can't produce any science because we're constantly trying to exit scrap out of the network. Eventually this will be a bottleneck and I'll just have to do a whole new build where it's just focused on exiting like 5 lanes of scrap from every factory or something ridiculous to try and keep up. It takes a really long time for it to build that amount, but it... Ooh, we're in. We need cable. Put a temporary priority on it. Oh, and we need... Oh, we need these catalogues too. Let's just put temporary priority on those two. Request priority 22. And we've got the catalogue 1. We've got the insight. We've got that. Okay, cool. It's just a cable in the other catalogue, so we should see that pretty soon. Why are we not seeing it from the surface? What's going on down here? Cable from memory is shipped from here somewhere, I want to say. Oh, what are you doing? You just stupidly backed up. Sometimes these stations don't... Oh, actually, I could fix... No. Sometimes these stations don't fully clear, and I don't know why. So I've had to resort to occasionally shoving like an extra unconnected extractor in, and it doesn't... I'm not convinced it works well. Oh, hey, why aren't you... That's how you're supposed to work. You're supposed to do it like this. Like, you're supposed to buffer so some gets pulled in and then it gets pulled out again. In fact, I'm just going to do it like that, because actually that whole buffering system is stupid, so I shouldn't do it. What I should do is figure out why cable isn't being made. If I can figure out where... here's cable made. What are you short on? You're short on holmium plate. Okay, where does holmium plate land? Holmium plate. What are you doing? Okay, that's a weird build. We don't talk about that build. It does odd things. So somewhere there is a rocket delivering a holmium plate. Here it is. No, we send holmium plate to orbit. Where does it come from? I think actually we turn holmium bricks. Here we go. Oh, well, there's none there. So, okay. So now we go to not Fornax, Calipo. No, Agni. Yes, okay, Agni, what are you doing wrong? Where is my holmium? It's not being made. Why isn't it being made? There's no ingredients. Why isn't... Oh, there is this ingredient. Okay, what's backed up? Beads. There's heaps of beads there. This is completely backed up because sand is backed up. Why is sand backed up? Okay, so logistics chest. What is here? Chest. I've got tiny chests here. Glass? Just going to send you. I don't even know where it's going to go, but it's going to empty that chest out. When it eventually launches. Yep, we're just burning a rocket's worth of... There'll be some half-empty glass station somewhere which is now going to have a full rocket delivered to it. And... Why are you working? The rocket's not built yet. Oh no, it is. Apparently it got built super quick. Okay, cool. So that's working, which means that's working, which means that's... Which means the... Yes. Okay. Okay, well we fixed that problem at least. Oh look, science is happening. We missed it, but science is happening. Dun, 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 dun. Science is good. What? Oh, cables. We have to wait for the rocket to build. Gotta wait for that rocket to build. And then I can go to bed. So can everyone else who's poor person who's watching this nonsense. Come on, get out of my inventory. How did I even collect you? Drop you here. Bonk. Okay, that's fine. That's a good passive provider. These will pick up stuff in a minute. Holmium will arrive in due course. I know it will because well, that chest full of it will empty into the rocket wherever we built that. I want to say it's here. I want to say it's here. So how far along are you? Oh, actually not too bad. So that chest really is a bit ridiculous. We'll get rid of it. Can I speed this along a little bit? I want to sort of spread it out a bit, but meh. I don't suppose it matters greatly. There's a chest as well. We've passively filled. Oh, that's why we're doing it. But we shouldn't pick it up here. We should pick it before the splitter. So we should have a little chest like this. Kind of a... Oh, actually, no, we've got one there. That one's fine. So some of the times we do want to have some holmium cable somewhere on the planet. So we always have a little chest for everything we bring in, and we put a little bit in a box just in case. So close. I could send it now. I'd rather wait. Get a full load. So these guys are cranking away, which is great. This guy is happy. Oh, they've already loaded. Good. They've already got the science they need. They just need the cables, and then we're away to the horses. One of the things I could do since we're here is round off the space grid, square it off a bit. Where do we want to do bio? I actually think I want to do the next tier of bio. So we've got some here, but I actually think I need to pretty much build a whole new biogas stuff, and we might as well do it relatively close to the liquids and bio area here. So maybe vertically around here wouldn't be crazy. I just watched my UPS just tank. So yeah, all of these, they're just really time consuming, resource intensive. we're seeing this still not. Is it happy? Oh, you know, here we go. This is working now. So this is just bizarre to me, this stuff here. So we take nutrients and vitamin melanges, this green science stuff, and genetic data, and we produce, and biosludge, and we produce green bioculture and a different genetic data. So the recipe is 10 genetic data in, 9 genetic data out, and a broken data and a junk data card. So it's this kind of weird science loop. And then down here, this thing takes usually forever to produce weird gloop in a jar and some byproduct liquids which we have to clean, which is a whole own thing. And then these guys happily turn some of the green gloop into the green stuff in a jar back into like a sludge, which we keep ready to go into our factory, and the rest of it we export. But we never seem to make enough of it. And one of the challenges is it stacks in 5. So if a factory needs a bunch of it, like pretty much everywhere else, they just eat through it so fast. It's just gone. And then it's never able to keep up, which is a pain. Well, there's the holmium plates arrived, which is great. Still waiting on the cable though. Can't send it. Can't be bothered waiting. Yeah. How's scrap looking? Still haven't shipped. What am I missing here? No, it's enabled. Turn it off and turn it on again. Yeah, that's super confusing to me. It's going to have to drain because otherwise we're just going to be chocked up with this stuff everywhere. And this one's also really, it's really stacked. Not the power. Network ID 2. Provide priority 2. It's not coming in. Minus 50. I'm gonna have to take this to the help, to the forums or something. Very weird. And it should move. And then there's these factories here, they turn heavy oil into light oil, and then we turn light oil with water into petroleum, because we have quite a strong demand for petroleum around the base. At least we've got plenty, so it shouldn't be too bad. Here comes the cable. No, I lied. Oh no, there's a station, it's coming. That's all backed up. That's cool. We're actually backed up on science. And there is the cable. It's coming in. We're going to make energy science, and then I can go. And you guys can stop watching. What is it demanding? Oh, 6 turrets are engaged with the enemy on Rose. So this happens all the time. Rose usually gets into a fight. Oops, don't want to go down there. No, whoops. No, Rose. Map. Where are we? Okay, we don't want to be down there looking. You can see all the craters from the nukes, but of course the biters keep spreading. Eventually I think I can unlock tech which deletes the biters, basically. Just removes them from a planet. It might remove all living matter. Oh, here we go. Here's an outgoing artillery shell. So I have rockets dedicated to shipping a few products. So there's rockets that deliver rocket parts, there's rockets that deliver pods, and I've got them tightly controlled on the amount, although I had a whole bunch of spare. And there's rockets that deliver artillery shells, and there's rockets that deliver nuclear fuel, so that all the major things that I could want go into a box, and when the box empties, another rocket is sent. And there's multiple of those, essentially those landing pads all over the show. Look, Science 2 is being made. Oh my god. Out comes the junk data cards, off to be recycled. There's all kinds of holmium and there's just energy happening. Amazing. Amazing. So now I get to choose the very exciting job of making research with holmium solenoid. Whoa. See, look how fast that goes. Just what? Each of these has got like a couple of science or one science each, and 100 is just burned through because of the advances in tech and because these craft at like a whole bunch more speed and blah blah blah. Oh, what on earth am I doing? Oh no, I don't want to do any more. I've got to get in my inventory productivity. Give me all the productivity modules we've got. There must be some up here because we tore down the other factory. That makes the whole thing a lot better. Personal logistics on. Because I could shove them in there. Silly me. Are you bringing over more energy science, guys? Oh, I just can't see it because there's just not enough display window. Yeah, so those are all the different sciences we're going to have to get to eventually. Have we even done half of them at 380 hours in? I'm scaring myself. I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. Drones. No? Anyone want to bring me stuff? I think they do. Oh, here we go. I'm sitting down, bring me things. Okay, you're bringing me trains and fuel and stations and air supply. Why on earth are you bringing me that? I don't want a stupid pole. Okay, so at least we now have the solenoid, so we can plot what we want to spend on next. So I do want to do this, but not now because it's 1,000 science. This one I'm really interested in, a wide area beacon. So it's like the old beacon, but it's wide. It's bigger than the last one, so I can't exactly upgrade the sea territorizer. Oh, that was a while ago, wasn't it? I can't exactly replace the existing stuff on the ground, but I can choose a few builds and fix them once I get this, and I get the new this as well, productivity modules. I think I'll do all of those at once. That, and the new other productivity modules. That would be really helpful though, the substation and the RTRG, so RTG, more power. Have I received what I ordered yet? I have not. What are you bringing me? You're bringing me train tracks. Okay, well, I think we'll just assume that that is eventually going to be fixed and that I should... there we go. Yep, picking up the broken data cards, going off to recycle them. I think we'll return these back to normal priority, otherwise I am going to cause something to break. Some of the system won't work if these are on super high. And out goes the spent fluids. I knew there's heaps of cables, so we didn't need to prioritize that. That's fine, there's no other place for this one to go. And yeah, I think we're square. You don't want to leave weird settings on things for too long or you are going to cause issues, I always reckon. Yeah. Oh man, where are my productivity modules? I want to put more productivity in the science. It's a pain. So what are we on? Oh, we've already got 480. Look, there's 490, 500 science in there, plus a whole bunch in the factories. Actually cranking out a fair amount of science. I mean, I know we've got a bit of a backlog of science production, but that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. Oh, where is my... No, you're just not going to bother? Game? You got nothing better to do? Okay, why don't we look at modules? Okay. I have the answer to this. Send them in a blimmin' rocket. Give me... how many There's 9 productivity modules. Wonderful. Give me 100 stat. Why is that I never understand. There's some slightly weird issues with how this whole combinator thing works that I picked up off of YouTube videos. Oh, here we go. Good. And it doesn't always work 100% well. Bang. Send up that rocket. Go pick them up ourselves. Put them in there, and then we can get researching. Because the productivity modules do apply to your research labs, which is great. Saves you science. Here I am. I'm waiting eagerly. Here they come. Here come the modules, or all the containers. Blunk, 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 blunk. Didn't blow up, which is always nice. Bang. Like, who stole them? They're in a box somewhere. Not that one. Could, That one. Is that all of that one? Good. All right. Should be plenty. So close to unlocking so much beautiful science. Okie dokie. And you start at the top. Yeah. Let's compare the difference on the last one. So it is at research speed 7 minus 30%. Oh, because of the thing. Productivity plus 65%. That's sweet. You're more than halving the cost of your recipes, I reckon, at that rate, unless I'm wrong. And now we can unlock the RTRG. Yeah, so you can see it's a little, is it a bit slower? I don't actually think it's much slower at all. And we could just solve that by putting more science factories out, but yeah. How are you doing? What are you short on? You're actually short on cable only. That's the only... That's pretty sweet. Can I make you better? I kind of think I can. I do worry that unstably prioritizes one end of the other end of the factory, that of the unloading. That's the only challenge. If it does that, then I'll have to keep an eye on it. Trains will get stuck there. Wow, this is so nice. I've been able to do this. So this is the next stuff to build, which requires a lot of gas and what have you. Do we even have a lot? We actually have a lot of gas hanging around, which is great. I can't have both of those windows up at the same time, can I? No, it's one or the other. We have a bunch of item melange. We're pretty good on insight. What we don't have is a lot of the other green stuff that exists out there. Oh yeah, how do we even make these? Okay, let's work on the next one. Wide area beacons. So, under here, RTRGs. Ooh, solenoid, science data, RTRG. It is made in anything. And it goes into our suit. I can bring up some more RTRGs. Oh, how do we make these solenoids parts? They can be made anywhere. Okay, so they have to be made on the planet. Much cheaper to make them down there, which means we've got to significantly, probably double our holmium output. It's going to be a bit of a job. We still don't make these or these. They all need to be done on the planet. And this stuff, which is made out of this stuff and this stuff, which is made out of this stuff, this stuff, this stuff, and this stuff. Whew. Okay, that's the thing. So actually I think we're going to end up spending a lot of time on the planet and on the other planet. I'm not sure how much of that I will stream. So it's probably planetary boostering. It's, just going back over what we've done before and doubling it, which in the case of Holmium, I want to say is at Calipo. That's brilliant. I want to say is at Fornax. No, I want to say is at Agni. Yes. I haven't even put down my... I'm so bad. Look at just how what a disgrace. I haven't even put down the little powder sign. And then the block sign. So yeah, as you can see, this wasn't built as a train grid. I don't know why. I was kind of stupid, I think, to be perfectly frank. I think that's the washed one. Yeah, it has water. The problem is this planet has no water, and so we have to import water, which is another thing to worry about. That produces crushed. Okay, that's fine. So we'll have to turn this production into a train grid, and I think we also need more vulcanite output as well, to be perfectly frank. It's in high demand. So that means hunting out more holmium, which also means just a bunch of blowing cliffs up. There are cliffs everywhere that just need to be shredded. And we have some explosives out there, but we'll have to send up a ton more. Look at all those cliffs, just need to be blown to pieces. So we have stone and holmium out here. So it's a bit out there. So that's going to be a lot of rockets. Wow. Just like, wow, so much backlog. Oh, weird pyramid. Don't know if any of you have seen this. Bit of a spoiler. There's a weird pyramid up here. I did tackle it in another episode. I won't tell you all about it. Almost done on the beacons. I'm so excited. We're going to hopefully make those on the planet. And I don't know if we can use them in space. I think we can. Which is going to be a bit mind-blowing. Okay. Choose something else while we look at the beacons. This guy. Pylon Substation. So, beacons. Okay. So this one, it cannot be placed on space platform. Can be placed on space platform. Ooh. Would love to make one. Okay, it can be placed on space platforms. Wow, what's it going to do for us? See, none of these builds can easily fit in a... Okay, so they're going to add... That's going to add speed or efficiency. Because these factories don't... What goes in it? Do I even know? Where's the jolly thing? I've lost it. 15. I think they just take speed, right? Transmits the effects of multiple nearby entities, multiple beacons. Yeah. So they just take speed. Is there anything that would be massively enhanced by speed other than science? I'll have to think about that. Okay, pylon substations. What do they get made out of? Again, they can be made anywhere. 64, placed anywhere. Ah, that's going to be so nice. Wow, so much cool stuff. And finally work a robot speed. I think we can do that. So I think it's probably time for me to go to bed. I've got so many interesting questions I need to go away and ask people now. Mostly, yeah, I don't know. It's just endless. How do we do? What do we do with these outputs? Oh, did this? No, that didn't take any away, did it? It's this one. 75. Yeah, what are we going to do with these beacons and all that stuff? So I think that's a question for another time. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you've enjoyed it, despite my horrible coughing now and then, and tickly throat. I swear it's not COVID or anything. So I will catch you all in the near future. Thank you for watching. Good night.